This morning, we are taking another look at a victim of Russia's disinformation war in Ukraine. Last week, you'll recall, we showed you Chris Livesay's report inside a bio-research lab in Ukraine that was falsely accused of creating biological weapons. It's a phony charge, and it's spread on social media. Some Americans, even some American lawmakers, believe it. Now, in the second part of his exclusive story, Chris spoke to two scientists who find themselves targets of those same Russian lies, and we have Chris on set. Chris, good morning.
Yeah.
Yes, good morning. A Russian conspiracy theory has proven to be a deadly weapon. Without any evidence, the Kremlin says the U.S. has been helping Ukraine develop biological weapons. And caught in the crosshairs, in the Kremlin's crosshairs, is an American woman and her Canadian husband in the capital, Kyiv. Black tea in a blacked-out kitchen. Anything to protect Ulana and Marco Suprun from Russian shelling in their Kyiv home.
You're going to die for something anyway. You might as well, do it standing up. I think everyone...
The target on their heads is bigger than most. A doctor born in Detroit to Ukrainian parents, Ulana was once Ukraine's health minister, credited with modernizing the former Soviet republic's laboratories to prevent a deadly outbreak. According to Russian disinformation, she hatched an evil plot to cause one instead.
That I was a CIA agent that came here specifically to design biolabs to create biological weapons and to experiment on Ukrainians.
A conspiracy theory and a deadly weapon. Putin claims it's one reason he invaded Ukraine, because of military labs right on his border. CBS News was granted exclusive access to one lab in his crosshairs, built to detect and diagnose some of the world's most infectious diseases. Cholera, anthrax, everything.
Everything.
Okay. Not to make weapons, says Chief of Research Natalia Vadeko, but to test for diseases in patients. And all of them, she says, were destroyed in labs across the country once Russia invaded, precisely to prevent a possible outbreak. So you put the pathogens in here.
Yes, it is a special program.
And it destroys them.
Yes,
it makes them so that they can't hurt anybody.
Yes, of course.
But that hasn't stopped Moscow's attacks on Ulana and Marco, with online posts accusing them of having Nazi links.
So my initial reaction was, holy crap, like they're coming after us.
And not only on social media, at defense briefings, too. The Pentagon warns Russian forces could be laying the ground for a false flag attack, using biological weapons of their own, but blaming it on Ukraine.
So disinformation is causing people to die. It's not just disinformation. It actually has real-life consequences.
You're aware of the fear, right? You hold hugs a little longer. You
don't want to lose each other.
Yeah.
But that's a price, they say, they're willing to pay, like so many victims in this war of information. And like Ulana Suprun said, disinformation can be deadly. The Kremlin now asserts it's just found American training materials in a Ukrainian lab on how to weaponize smallpox, a baseless claim that Russia says justifies this bloody invasion.
Well, Yolanda knew what her husband was trying to say. It must be very frightening to have to live that way when you know that the information is false, that it could cost you your life.
Yeah. Yeah, and it could, you could be a target. Not just you, but your country. I mean, this is something that Russia is using to justify this invasion that's killed tens of thousands of people now.
They said if you're going to die, you might as well do it standing up. How about that? Chris,
Good to have you at the table.
Glad to see you.
See you in person.